Hey everybody, this is Alan Fine, and I'm here with Ben Johnson, Area Director of Sales and Marketing for Outrigger, Fiji Beach Resort, and we're going to talk about Castaway Island as well. We're here at the Fiji Tourism Exchange, and we're learning all about Fiji, and we want to make sure you, the travel advisor, have things to tell your clients here on Insider Travel Report. 20 years, this has been around for a while, but you're constantly reinventing. So part of the premise here is, especially if the travel advisors know of you,
yes,
what's new. So let's start with the history.
Yes, certainly. So we have the two properties in Fiji. So the beautiful island behind us here, Castaway Island. Now this island has been around since 1966, almost 60 years old. Property that has continued really to reinvent itself time and time again. It would have one of the best reputations in all of Fiji and one of the highest returnee rates. So we would have a lot of intergenerational family holidays that would come to this beautiful island time and time again. We also have Outrigger Fiji Beach Resort. That property is 24 years old, recently renovated, and continuing to reinvent itself.
Well, we're going to get to the fact that it's a multi-gen and kids come and the kids go crazy, but I'm sure they're coming back, and so we'll talk about that too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But so how do we get there?
Well, to the island, we can visit by helicopter, which is a 10-minute flight from Nandi International Airport. So super quick. We can take the South Sea Cruise out to the island, or private transfer.
South Sea Cruise is that shuttle?
Correct.
And how many times does it come a day?
It's a catamaran, and it will go 3 times per day. And the catamaran has a cafe, Wi-Fi, air-conditioned. So
how long is it by catamaran?
About 1.5 hours approximately.
I took it. I've done both, the helicopter and the catamaran, and it's lovely, frankly. The hour and a half is a nice hour and a half.
Well, it is, because you are actually...
You're already vacationing.
Yeah, you're cruising through the Mamanuca Islands. So it is beautiful. And then, of course, with the Outrigger Fiji. So when you fly into Nandi International Airport, you will transfer south by 1 hour and 20 minutes onto the Coral Coast to arrive at the resort. And that is where we really, honestly, celebrate all things authentically Fijian.
So let's now talk about your renovation. Basically, your decor didn't change, did it?
It did change a little. So the renovation at the Outrigger Fiji was a few years in the making, and it took us over 12 months to complete the renovation. Multi-million-dollar renovation. All rooms, all bures in the resort have been completely renovated, with big emphasis on certainly the bathrooms and the soft and hard furnishings. So it now looks incredible. If you think of our staff up here with the level of service that they've always delivered, we've now elevated the product to match the staff, and that's a beautiful thing to do.
So let's talk about room types and how many rooms and that sort of those stats.
Yeah, absolutely. So Outrigger Fiji, 253 rooms, and that is a mixture of contemporary hotel rooms along with 47 bures. So the bures in the property were designed when the resort was built. The bures were built to replicate a traditional Fijian village in the property. So this really lovely mix of contemporary hotel rooms and very traditional bures with a tapa ceiling.
The luxury traveler can now get butler service, and they're trained in where? Tell us the whole history of that thing.
So the Outrigger Fiji, we were the first property in Fiji to introduce the Talai butler service. This is amazing. Now this is truly to create touch points of engagement between our staff and the luxury traveller. So when you arrive at the property, of course, your butler will take you to your room. They'll help you unpack if you need it, make any reservations. But more than that, you will connect with the same butler every day during your stay. every afternoon from 5 p.m. until 6 p.m. The butler will turn up on your door, knocking like now. They will come and give you a complimentary champagne, beer and canapé. It's for you to build a relationship with the butler. It's beautiful.
For your clients who might be squeamish about butlers, these are trained butlers, and they know when to ask if you're interested in any assistance and when not to.
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. These are not staff that we've just put the butler name badge on them. The butlers are trained through the Australian Butler School, so they are educated in the ways of a butler, and they are discreet, but still are able to form that personal relationship if you want that. Yeah.
Now, for the rank and file and everybody else, you have great facilities. Let's talk about food service, restaurants, bars, room service.
At the Outrigger Fiji, we have 5 restaurants and 1 cafe. Excellent restaurants, excellent chefs. We also have 24-hour room service at the property. So again, from a cuisine perspective, there is something for absolutely everybody.
Bars.
And bars, we have 4 bars on the property. We have our famous Calo Sunset Bar, which sits above the resort within our Bembe Spa complex, open every afternoon from 5 p.m. It is the place to go for a glass of bubble, some tapas, and to watch the sunset. It is perfect.
And I believe you have a spa?
The Bembe Spa. So Bembe is Fijian for butterfly. So the idea is we go in a cocoon, and at the end of the treatment we come out feeling rejuvenated. The spa is award-winning, 8 treatment rooms. It is beautiful.
And you have a gym. What are the hours?
Yes, we do. The gym is 24 hours. Yeah, absolutely.
And the kids have a gym. It's called a Kids Club.
We have Kids Club. Our Kids Club is award-winning. It is so well known, and often you'll have a child who turns up to the property who's reluctant to go into Kids Club. Give them a day and then they cannot wait to be in there. And in fact, often by the time they leave, the kids are upset that they're losing their Kids Club leader or nanny. It is incredible.
And you have a new item for the kids at the pool.
Yes. Oh, and the big kids. Which is our water slide.
We were going into it.
And the big kids. So we've just recently, as part of our renovation, had a multi-layer water slide installed in the main lagoon pool at the property. Yeah, it's very popular, as you can imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop at the property. You have tours. I've written here a sand dune tour, sip and paint, coffee tour, pottery tour. Let's talk about getting out there.
So down on the Coral Coast, we would consider the Coral Coast the adventure gateway of Fiji. There is a huge amount of activity that happens down on the coast. Within the resort, we have a huge amount of activity. So you could put a family into the resort for 5 days. They wouldn't necessarily need to leave. There is so much going on. But if they do, even the resort ourselves have created an array of amazing tours to support the local community. So it's beautiful.
So there's sustainability in there.
Tours, sustainability. I mean, sustainability, we have coral planting, we have native plant planting, a whole range of activities down on the property. And of course, as part of Outrigger, we have our globally known ozone program, which is sustainability in regard to our oceans and caring for our oceans, which is super important.
It's amazing how many weddings you had prior to COVID and how you're approaching now those numbers again. Let's talk about, because weddings are a big deal over there.
Weddings are a big deal in Fiji. Now, we would like to think that we are market leaders in regard to weddings in Fiji. We do them exceptionally well. So pre-COVID, we would do upwards of 200 weddings plus per year. Only ever one wedding a day. We do them exceptionally well. And I'm really happy to say that as of right now, this year, we're at 160 weddings. And I think that certainly by the end of this year, that will hit 180, 190. Right. So that is incredible recovery post-COVID. We are seeing a huge demand and pickup for inquiries coming out of North America, which is really exciting to see.
You can handle mice in meetings?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a mice space at the hotel. We have our own reef ballroom. So we can really accommodate most anything that's needed.
And now let's talk about the Outrigger adventure and the pass.
Yes. So recently we created the Outrigger Adventure Park. So our property sits on a large parcel of land. We've decided to utilise that to the best of our ability. So we've included a whole range of activities in there. So paintballing, archery, golf driving range, and much more. And more than that, we're going to use it similar to an a la carte menu. So we will add courses and take some out over time, but really evolve it. And then through that as well, we've created the Outrigger Adventure Pass. So that pass will include 11 activities that we have on property or with the sand dunes just off property. So very exciting. And again, it's coming back to this evolution of the property and reinventing, correct, ourselves all the time.
We talked about the adventure, we talked about Kids Club, but the adults have their own area.
Yes, correct. So Outrigger Fiji, we are very focused on family. We would be perhaps 70% families coming into the property, which is exciting and we love. However, let's talk about romance, honeymoon, couples getaway, anniversary celebrations. We have dedicated adult-only areas throughout the resort. So we have our adults-only pool with swim-up bar. It has its own restaurant for breakfast and lunch. Our spa complex, that's again Bembe Spa that sits on the top of the hill, is an adult-only zone, which also has our sunset bar that I mentioned previously, Calo Bar. So for romance, honeymoon, you can find your own peace and tranquility in the property.
And then you spoke about sustainability efforts.
Yeah, so the property is definitely, as one of our mantras as Outrigger, one of the things that we talk about is our sense of place and sustainability. So we care for our sense of place and we are acutely aware of our environment. So both Outrigger Fiji and Castaway Island do much in regard to sustainability and caring for our planet and particularly our oceans. Being an Outrigger property, we are beachfront and we care for the ocean. So there is a range of activities that guests can participate in to help support and grow and care for the environment, such as coral planting.
Coral planting. And I was going to ask you what your favorite was, and that may be it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, for all of us, anything and everything that we can do to care for the environment, I think, has to be a win.
It's a lot. And hard to cover all in one little interview. And if travel advisors want to start understanding what you're offering, they need to go somewhere. Where are they going to go?
Yeah, absolutely. So they can come direct to me.
If you give me an email, we're going to inundate you.
So ben.johnson, JOHNSON, at outrigger.com.au, or outrigger.com, of course, also has quite a lot of information. Yeah.
And is there a portal just for them, or just those two?
We do have our expert agent portal, which we can always connect to. So you will find a tab under our own website for the Outrigger Expert Agent Program. So certainly have a look for that. Or again, please email myself and I can send information out to you.
We're done. Let's just, we got 126,000 travel advisors. What's your message to them?
Fiji. Fiji is not just about beautiful beaches and palm trees and sunshine. We have all of that. Fiji is about the people. It's about being culturally authentic, and it's about delivering a genuine hospitality from the heart. And that's what everyone will receive when they come to Fiji. You arrive as a guest and you leave as family. And it's as simple as that in Fiji. It is from the heart.
Ben, thank you for talking to us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
This is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.